Hello, Internet. Welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us. First, let's talk about something that was posted by the Bleacher Report earlier today, which is some trade rumors. Basically, there's a lot of talk about the Mavs potentially trading Luka during this offseason due to the fact that they couldn't make the playoffs this year.
I mean, the rumor on the Bleacher Report is that the Jazz are potentially eyeing him.
Okay.
I mean, I love the idea. I love it. Do you hate it?
Well, two things. First, it's not going to happen. It's never going to happen.
I think there's a chance. Well, did you read into it why they say the Jazz are a potential suitor?
Yes.
All the trade pieces.
Yeah, and also Dennis Lindsey's now joining their front office. So there's that connection, and also the team with the best draft capital available for them to trade to would be the Utah Jazz. With that being said, a Luka-led team could not make it into the play-in tournament. They went from the 6th seed last year to the 13th seed this year. What makes you think trading all those draft capital and all that assets away so we can land Luka would be a smart move?
My thing is, Luka is obviously top tier talent in the NBA. The reason, just like we talked about in like one of our very first videos, you take the basketball out of Luka's hands and he is not as efficient of a scorer. The Jazz have the pleasure of having someone named Lauri Markkanen, who he does not have to be, he is not a ball dominant player. So even in his past years where he doesn't have as high of a usage, but this year he increased his efficiency without increasing his usage.
Okay.
Which means that you don't have to take the ball out of his hands. He's still going to be as efficient of a scorer. And you can move those possessions into Luka.
Right.
And Luka can score the ball. Dude, that is a solid move. You got a ton of length because you're going to have, I think Kelly Olynyk's on like a team. He might be a player option this year or a team option.
Yeah.
I believe it's a team option this year. You got a ton of length. You then got a bunch of scoring. Obviously, you're going to have some defensive woes potentially, but you're still going to have Walker Kessler.
Who's only going to get better.
He's only got the upside on him. Yeah, and you got Ochai Agbaji, who's like really proving to be a defensive stud. If that's your all in, why not?
I guess I could see Danny Ainge making the move if he plans on retiring next year.
Because if he doesn't retire, everyone will be out for blood.
Because if he plans on retiring next year, then great. Because then he, traded away Donovan Mitchell, Rudy Gobert, and got back Luka. Great move. That's a great swan song.
Yeah.
Here's my argument: Luka would be the best player the Jazz have ever traded for in franchise history.
Absolutely.
Officially, he's the only player in the NBA other than Michael Jordan to average 32 points per game, 8 assists, and 8 rebounds and 6 assists. Technically, he'd be the most talented player this team has ever had.
I believe that.
So this is all according to SportsIllustrated.com. The first report of this was over 8 days ago, and it's kind of just gained steam since then. Is it a possibility that they're going to look to trade Luka? I'd say the chances of that are about 25%. They're going to trade him on this offseason. They trade away all their asset capital to bring Kyrie in. Yeah. And if they're going to, they have to re-sign Kyrie. But I think they have to, I think it's more likely they let Kyrie walk than it is that they trade Luka.
Yeah. Could you even imagine the haul for a Luka Doncic?
I would assume it'd be like a Rudy Gobert trade.
Oh, I think it'd be more.
I don't think it'd be more. Few reasons, because everybody realizes what happens when you make that trade. I think it's going to be a lot like the Deshaun Watson contract in the NFL, where
you kind of set a ridiculous precedence.
You set a ridiculous precedence that no one's willing to match. You saw that happen with Kyrie Irving. The Lakers wanted both 2 first-round picks. Brooklyn wanted both 2 first-round picks from the Lakers this year to get Kyrie, plus some NBA-ready talent. So no one's going to do that.
Right.
Kyrie Irving, he's got some off-the-court issues, and when he's on the court, he's great, but you never know when he's going to be on the court. Luka's different, but I don't know, man. The likelihood, I would love that to happen because he'd be the most talented player in Jazz history on the court. I would 100% think that that's a possibility. Do I think that it's a possibility that they're likely to trade with the Jazz? The only reason why the Jazz are being mentioned is because they're one of the 3 teams that have the draft capital to pull something off that Dallas would accept. That's really it.
Yeah.
And then on second thought, the likelihood of them actually wanting to trade him, is less than a shot at them retaining Kyrie Irving. I don't see them making that move.
I definitely don't think it's. I don't think it's in Dallas's car. I don't think Dallas is sitting around saying we've got to move somebody. Let's go ahead and just get rid of Luka.
Yeah, let's get rid of the best player in our team.
Let's just go into full rebuild. We'll get rid of Luka and just trash everything.
Is he better than Dirk?
Luka?
Simply because he hasn't run a ring? Does that keep him from being as good as Dirk?
Might be the only thing. Luka is probably a more talented scorer, I would say, than Dirk was.
I think Dirk is a harder worker and is
Yeah.
willing to work on his craft harder than Luka is.
Yeah,
I think Luka realizes he's the smartest man in the court, so he doesn't try as hard.
yeah. Well, and 95% of the time, he's the best player on the court, too.
Yeah.
I mean, he's one of the best players in the world at any given point.
Yeah.
So in any NBA game that LeBron James, Kevin Durant aren't on the floor, he's the best player on the floor.
Yeah. But you know the best part about this rumor is? Have you tried to track down the source? The
No.
source is an anonymous former NBA executive.
So there's no credibility to
There's
this?
literally no credibility to this. He's not even a current NBA exec. He's a former one who remains anonymous.
It's just someone digging for...
It's just
digging for
somebody.
views, huh?
It's just somebody who made an offhand comment that someone's like, okay, well, if there's rumors that they potentially would consider trading Luka, who are the teams that could potentially make the trade? And they went on to NBA 2K and did a bunch of simulated drafts to see who would come up with the best option, and it's Utah. You know, that's basically the level of credibility I have with this. So, would I love it? Absolutely. I think that'd be really cool. Is it likely to happen? Probably not.
Right.
I don't know. What do you think?
I would definitely love for it to happen, but I just don't see the Mavericks trying to move Luka in any way, shape, or form. Like you said before, they would let Kyrie walk in an instant if it means retaining Luka for the next couple seasons that they have him under contract for.
All right, folks. Well, I think that'll do it for us here on this week on the DNA Sports Recap. Once again, folks, if you're watching this on our short form on YouTube, one of our quick 10-minute videos, keep in mind this full episode will be in the playlists underneath podcasts, so be on the lookout for that full episode. You also can find the full episode wherever you find your podcasts.
Yep, and if you are watching on YouTube, make sure you like, share, subscribe, keep commenting. We love interacting with you guys. If you got questions or anything you want us to talk about in the future, make sure you put it in the comments down below.
Absolutely. Once again, folks, my name is Darren, that is AJ, and this has been the DNA Sports Recap.
Till next time.